Hello, my name is Iframe, and today we're going to continue our session about styling. Our agendas for today are learning about the audio tag, the video tag, and the iframe tag because we didn't have enough time to cover them over our last session, and then we're going to continue our learning about embedded styles, CSS files, Bootstrap, and Font Awesome. So the first thing we're going to learn about is the HTML audio tag. So let's say you have some kind of a podcast, for example, and you want to embed onto your page. If you have the audio file from your podcast, you can use the HTML audio file, the HTML audio tag, in order to do that. Okay, so let me first exit out of this presentation, and then we're going to go into our 2022 web development tutorial right here. And then we're going to go into class, and then we're going to open this up in VS Code. So let's go open up the VS Code in a new window. Right click, and then new window. Just wait for it. There we go. Okay, now that it's open, we can click open folder. And then we're going to go to 2022 web development tutorial. It's in desktop, so we have to scroll up, and then desktop. Okay, and then we go to 2022 web development tutorial. There we go, and then the class folder. Okay, now we're going to select this folder, and there we go, it's open. So right now we're just going to open up a new page. So let's just call this example.html. Okay, and then just wait for it to load. There we go. So now the HTML file is open. So remember, like we did last time, like we learned last time, we can use the EMIT abbreviation or the exclamation mark, and then the control space, and then wait for it to load. Let's wait for it. Try one more time. There we go. Now if we click tab, now we have our example HTML. So now let me just change the name to let's just call it example. So now we have our HTML page. Now what we're going to do is we need to find an audio file on the internet. Okay, so one way we can do this is just open up Chrome. So I'm going to type in Chrome, Google Chrome. Now it's open over here, and let's just say example audio file MP3. Okay, so we're gonna see a sample MP3 file for download. Let's do this one. Let's close this as advertisement. Here we go. There we go. So there, that's some example music. So we're just gonna download it. Now that it's downloaded, we're just gonna take it and then move it to our VS Code file, VS Code folder, and then we're gonna rename it, and let's just call it audio. Let's name the file audio. So the name is audio.mp3. Remember, the last three letters are called the extension. We're gonna need that right now when we make the audio element. So to make our audio element, we have to write audio, and then we're going to type controls. Okay, so what controls does is that it allows the user to have the timeline where they move through the time in the audio, and they can also have the play and pause button that they can control when they're viewing the audio. They can also control the volume. So all those tools will appear if you write controls. But if you write controls equals false, then the controls won't come up. Okay? So write audio controls, and then we'll close the tag. There you go. And now inside, we need to actually specify what kind of audio file we're going to add. Okay? So in order to specify that, we have to write source, and then we're going to have to write src, and then src stands for the actual path where the file is going to be. Okay, we're going to type equals, and then as you can see, we're going to put double quotes, and then we're going to write the path of the file. So it's going to be the audio.mp3. That's where the file is. Okay, now we're going to write type, and what type equals is going to be, what the type attribute equals is the type of audio it is. Okay, so like I told you before, the extension defines what kind of file this is. So this file is an MP3 file. So we're going to write audio, because it's an audio file, and then slash the type of audio file it is, which is an MP3 file. Okay, this is the type, okay? It has no relation to the actual name we gave it, okay? This name could be different, but this has to be audio, okay? Because it's an audio source, okay? And the reason we write sources is, for example, if your if your browser tries to get this first source and then it fails, you can add multiple sources, okay? So if you have different kinds of files, like backup files, in case this file gets corrupted or if you accidentally delete it off of your web server, then the browser will say, okay, so this is not here, let me go try this file, okay? And then it will keep trying all of the sources that are there until they run out, okay? So you can add as many sources as you want into your audio element, okay? So now let me save this, and then we're going to open it up in our browser, okay? So we have our file explorer open right here, and we have the example.html file right here, so let's double click it. There we go. So now we have our audio element right here. So let's try to play it. There we go. So the audio was playing right now, so that means it works, okay? So